I'm Kasey Coler.
I'm Kody Swanson, and this is The Skinny.
From Fatheadz Studios in Speedway, Indiana, this is The Skinny. Special announcement, special announcement, special announcement. Welcome to The Skinny. We've got a special announcement coming your way. It was a last-minute gathering here, and some pretty cool people, I must say. Of course, Rico is always here. I don't know that he ever leaves that chair.
Right
ever.
here. Never.
Georgia's with us once again, Ken Stout. And two special guests will join us here. Of course, we have Kody Swanson, who has been on the show before. We appreciate you coming back. And then sitting in the center seat is Kasey Coler, GM for Lucas Oil Raceway, just about 10 miles or so from here. And we have a special announcement you guys have put together in conjunction with Rico, and I'm sure a number of other people, a pretty incredible 2021 schedule. And let me personally say thank you very much, because 2020 has been horrid for most people, man. So we are certainly looking forward to 2021. But let's talk about what you guys have put together, because it's going to bring back some memories of stuff that oval track fans loved back in the day, and it's going to resurface in 2021. You put together a big triple event that's going to pay out, or at least have the opportunity to pay out, some incredible amount of money. Certainly your thoughts behind it will gather some people, a lot of people. You've put together some incentives for people to take vacation, come out, some free camping, park their motorhome on a Thursday, stay out throughout the weekend. I mean, a lot of thought has gone into this, and we appreciate your efforts, along with, of course, all your partners as well. But fill us in, man. We want to hear it.
Yeah, thank you, Ken. I mean, it's nice to turn the page into 2021 and start looking ahead. So we're really excited to come off of what we had with the night before the 500 this past year. It kind of threw us a little bit of a bone to try something a little bit different, or at least reaching back and bringing back pavement midget racing that hasn't been around really for at least the past 6 or 7 years in central Indiana. So we were really excited to bring that back. And based off of the excitement we had there, we started to look towards 2021. And that's where we were able to integrate that into the Carb Night Classic. So the Carb Night Classic, traditionally around the Indy 500, will be May 28th. We've got the Road to Indy there that Kody knows something about, as well as we're bringing back pavement midgets as part of that weekend. And then on top of that, we've got the Carb Night Classic, the 100-lap Silver Crown race. So that kind of kicks off our season. Then we roll into an event that we get asked a lot about, Thursday Night Thunder. When's Thursday Night Thunder coming back to Lucas Oil Raceway? And we're probably not going to do a whole series there, but we are going to focus on one big event on June 17th, a Thursday Night Thunder that features both sprint cars and midgets. Those pay $5,000 to win both races there. And we've got a lot of fun stuff that we've got planned, and we'll be making some announcements around. And then we get to the Hoosier Classic. So the Hoosier Classic is on that weekend, the Brickyard 400 weekend. IndyCar is going to be there. It's kind of like the must-see, must-attend weekend for motorsports in 2021. And oh, by the way, over at Lucas Oil Raceway, we've got Friday night, we've got sprint cars, $10,000 to win on a 50-lap race. Then we go on Saturday with midgets, $10,000 to win on 50 laps there. And then we've got the Silver Crown race, 100 laps, $12,000 to win. And then the big announcement, right? Why we're here today. A big bonus that will go on top of it, that we're going to announce that, if you win all three of those big races, 200 laps of racing, you win a $100,000 bonus on top of the 32 that you won already that day. And then if you only win two of the three, you're going to win a $50,000 bonus. So that winner's still taking home $70,000 worth of money, which is great, and that's based off the support that Rico and Fatheadz Eyewear has put together for this program. So we're beyond excited. This is going to be a big, big year.
That's an incredible package, to say the least. I mean, certainly the money, but just the effort to put it all together, to get the fans back out here again, to get the racers back out here again, to give them incentives to bring those cars that have been sitting in the garages for years, get them dusted off, put them back together, come out here and make a legitimate run at it. I mean, and I agree. I mean, this past year, the midget race, it was so nice. And it was a great race, for sure. Silver Crown race is always a ton of fun to watch, but to have the midgets come back out here and put on a show, they're so fast, 3 wide, through those long arcing turns, so exciting. Of course, Swanson over there trying to win everything. Would you qualify on the pole at 2 out of 3 or some sort of deal out there? I mean, you were on it.
The poll was 3 out of 3.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
He's like,
So-
Come on.
I only won one,
Come on.
though.
Well, I thought his
yeah.
brother stole one for some reason.
No, he stole the race from
Yeah,
him.
he
Not
stole-
the poll.
That's
stole
what it
yeah,
was. Sorry,
that was
man.
it, yeah.
Cody's over there scheming for 2021 already. He has some plans.
I was going to say, I feel his cell phone already vibrating based off of this announcement, and I'm sure there's car owners calling already.
Yeah, it's an incredible effort. Talk to us about how that came together, Rico.
Well, I mean, listen, we've extended our reach in the motorsports arena this year more than we have in years past, and one of our main things this year was that we had the good fortune of having a good year with a lot of things that went our way, and we know a lot of folks had the misfortune that it went the opposite way, and whether that be racers, race teams, whatever it may be, promoters. So we've tried to step in and help where we could, and I came to know Kasey through Kody, and was introduced, and we used to do a lot of things out at Lucas Oil Raceway, and love it. I mean, it's a hidden gem, you know what I mean? And for those that haven't been there or weren't there in the past to get to see a lot of the action, I mean, there's probably Winchester-Salem's awesome, but I'm telling you, to know how to run that track and run it the right way, in a pavement, as he said, a sprint, midget, or silver crown, it's got to be pretty special, and you got to be a pretty special driver to be able to do that. From the likes of, Tony Stewart, Kenny Irwin, your Jeff Gordons, and as we talked about Danny Drynan before this. I mean, those guys put some major battles on there, and this Kasey came to me and started talking about this, and we've again, with everything that's been kind of up in the air and how everything's going this year, we started talking about it, and I'll go on the record and say, as I told Kasey, if you leave before this event, I will come find you, and what hair you have left on your head won't be there anymore. So,
We have a pair of special shoes for you that will help you to the bottom of the river.
Yeah, you'll be able to find whatever you want down there for a long time. But the cool part of it it really had to do with him. It really did, and what his vision was, and it fit right in with a lot of the things that we're doing. And I mean, I was honored to be asked to be a part of it with our Fatheadz family, and we hope a lot of our drivers, Kody, I'm sure will have a seat in that, and maybe his brother will come make him look good this time.
If nothing else, I'd just work out a side deal in the background. Like, if I won one, don't take it from me, and I'll give you 20% or something. I mean, work out some sort of deal. Start splitting money already. Right?
You got to run block. You got to run block for me, but that's the great part. There's none of them that would do it. They're like, I'm going to win it. I don't care how much.
I
you're
could win
give
this
me.
one and win the next one. Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you've had a long-term relationship with Lucas Oil. I'm certainly biased towards the wonderful people at Lucas Oil. So to have this come together at Lucas Oil Raceway, which you'd be really hard-pressed to find a company that does more for grassroots racing and on the globe than Lucas Oil. So to have this come together at a track that they support is a beautiful thing as well. Just another caveat to what's going on here. So I applaud all you guys for the effort for sure.
A big thing I was going to say, Rico, you're big into giving racers opportunity, whether or not they've had it before or not. You're always there. You're sponsoring things. You're doing things like that. So what does it mean to both of you? I mean, the winner, if winning all three races, taking on that $132,000, that is life-changing for pretty much anyone that's involved in the grassroots racing itself. So what does it mean to you to be able to do that and give someone that opportunity potentially?
It means we better have a hell of a party afterwards, is what it means. So...
Yeah, I mean, for the facility, we're we're celebrating our 60th anniversary going into 2021. I was telling Kody earlier, and just talk about crazy timing. The Carb Night Classic, May 28th, will be exactly 60 years to the day that AJ Foyt won that first ever event on the oval at then Indianapolis Raceway Park, now Lucas Oil Raceway. So it's a big year for us, and we thought, we want to make sure that we've got some tentpole events. We want to create events. We don't want to create races. There's enough of those out there. So if we have 4 really good events, this being the biggest tentpole event for us, we're really excited. We're excited for the racers that we know, the Kody Tanner, Justin Grant, Bobby Santos, all those folks that come race with us.
Chris Wyndham.
But we also think this is a big opportunity for a lot of racers that, haven't come run that facility either previously or it's been a number of years to come back out to Lucas Oil Raceway and give it a shot in one of those 3 classes.
Yeah, I really think people are going to start pulling cars out of their garages that we haven't seen in a while. That's going to be really cool.
Hopefully I get a split on the track rental. I think it's going to go up.
Is there going to be a pre-entry list?
So yeah, we'll certainly, one of the things that we always do is, we certainly want to make sure that there are pre-entry. It kind of determines where you're pitting for the whole weekend. So that seems to be important for teams and drivers. Right after the first of the year, we'll put that out there so teams can start formally entering each of the 3 categories. And we will certainly be letting folks know as time goes on who's kind of throwing their hat into the ring on this from either a team, driver perspective. And we think there will be a lot of storylines gained from this.
Kody, does this make you excited as a racer?
Absolutely. I came to the Midwest the first time to run at that racetrack. At that point, it was the night before the 500 still. It's been a few years ago. And so I was excited for what Kasey did for us racers in 2020. Took the initiative in the midst of just an insane year to revive pavement midgets and to take pavement sprint cars that had one point been on a lifeline and kind of surviving through the little 500 alone and get us back to Lucas Oil Raceway and a great track to race them at. And so to put all 3 together was a great week this year through the the revival of the night before the 500, but to take that next step, Kasey and teaming up with Rico and Fatheadz Eyewear to put a challenge like this is something really, really neat for open wheel racing and the sport here in Indiana. And
it really is going to be a challenge. How difficult would it be, to actually pull it off?
It's difficult this year. Nobody has been able to put a string together like that across all the different divisions, and to be bringing pavement midgets back on top of the added incentive this year. Everyone's going to be bringing their best car, their best equipment, and preparing to do it. So to win any of them is going to be tough. To win all 3 of them is going to be certainly a challenge worthy of it, and really neat that if you manage to pull it off, there's a great bonus on top for it.
I love it.
So I touched on this briefly at the open of the show, but fill us in, because we're fortunate enough to live around here, and during these big race weekends, I literally get goosebumps talking about it. When I think about the 500 and all the racing that goes on that week, for the fans at home that have not been to this area, they think, oh, they had the Indianapolis 500 there. They don't realize that there was so much more racing that went on in this area. Same way with the Brickyard, and that's what you're adding to here. That's what we're talking about here. But you're also going to offer fans a place to stay. So if they have a camper or motorhome, and we see them in tents, backup pickup trucks, whatever it may be, it doesn't matter. It's really designed around that week so that you can plan a vacation for your family, come here and just soak it in.
Right. So for us on our fans first policy, really, as we focus on these 3 oval races for next year, tickets are only $20 in advance. We just went on sale yesterday with a $90 season ticket, so you can get all of these events plus a stock car event that we have in October for only $90. That includes parking. That's a pretty good deal out there. It's only $25 at the gate, but we're also instituting kids 12 and under are free, which is something that we haven't done on the oval side of it. It's something that's been kind of exclusive on the drag racing side. So we have that piece of it, free parking, something that we haven't done for a number of years. And then we're instituting free camping, right? So folks can come in, set up camp, take in both the Carb Night, Thursday Night Thunder, or the Hoosier Classic. They don't have to move, and they can go enjoy other racing that's taking place in and around the area, be it over at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway or, other tracks in central Indiana.
Yeah, I mean, and for those that aren't aware of the geographical area, I mean, we're talking about a 10-minute ride over to the Speedway, so it's very close, very doable.
Right.
Hop in an Uber car and shoot over there. Honestly, probably better than trying to get to the Speedway and then find parking, someplace to put your car. So,
right.
Yeah, I get dropped off at right up front there. I mean, that's the best of both worlds by all means, because the camping thing, and I mean, if you try to stay close to the Speedway, I mean, I did hear, Doug Bowles and I discussed it, and he was talking about, or I was there when he was discussing about how, the real thrill of the race for a lot of people were these relationships where they parked at people's houses. You know what I mean? And so this deal here, I mean, it kind of reminds me of when the NASCAR weekend would come in. We always knew that we were going Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday to the big track. And it's kind of cool that this is bringing things like that back together. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway needs Lucas Oil Raceway as much as Lucas Oil Raceway needs the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's the same fan, it's the same fun, and if we can make it affordable for people to get to go and have some fun, I mean, that's really what this is about. And I mean, looking at the talent that comes out there and comes out of there is pretty amazing.
you're right. It really is an extension of people have spent their lives. They have season tickets at the 500. For generations, and they go back and they sit next to those same fans, those same friends, and that they develop into relationships. And then the camping is kind of the same way. And the Coke lots, it's not uncommon to see people that have camped there beside each other for many, many years, and that's their gathering that particular year. I remember going back to when I was a young kid, going to the 12 Hours of Sebring. I lived in Florida, went 12 Hours of Sebring, and everybody would line their motorhomes up or their campers, whatever the case may be, and it was the same group of people all the time. So it really does generate that camaraderie, if you will, of race fans. It's a great atmosphere.
And after 2020, the fans are going to be hungry for it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of pent-up demand, right, for racing and motorsports, not only locally but nationally. We had a lot of fans that just couldn't come in, obviously, for May or August in the rescheduled Indy 500 that are clamoring to see pavement midgets again, right? So we think we've got something here with all three of these events, but really with this Hoosier Classic and now having this massive $100,000 challenge out there, it's going to be a tough ticket to get.
For the fans that might not be able to make the trip, will they be able to watch it anywhere?
Yeah, so all three of our events will be on Flow Racing, so we're excited. They've done a really nice job. They did a great job with the night before the 500, but really, yeah, they will give coverage both days, green flag to checkered flag, and cover everything in between. Yeah,
that's exciting as well, so that they'll have a place to watch it, and yeah, those guys do a nice job of bringing all the action at home for sure.
And that's one of the things I was talking to Kasey about. I said, anybody that's in the drag racing world, which of course I spent a lot of time with the Lucas family going drag racing, and where was our favorite place every year? Brainerd. And what was Brainerd about? Well, it was about the party, right? But it was interesting. All of the folks that were out in the zoo, as they call it, all the folks that are out in the zoo, that was their vacation. And it was unbelievable because they were vacationing with this friend and that friend, and they were all motorhomed or camping or whatever it was they were doing. And I told Kasey, I said, there is zero reason that shouldn't go on at this speed at Lucas Oil Raceway. And, listen, we jumped in with the challenge. Let's get some more sponsors in there. Let's build this thing up. Let's build the facility up. Let's make things. I mean, it's an unbelievable place. I have some unbelievable memories there of us racing our teams, us watching, I mean, I can't even remember what year it was. It's probably 96 or 7, Jack Sprague. You know, the truck race there was probably the best race of all of them. I mean, with the NASCAR weekend, the, you know, the first Xfinity race, which is Busch anyway, race that Toyota won was there with Jason Leffler, and they were with us in our suite that we had there. So there's a lot of great memories that we've had there, and you know, we want to make a lot more. And hey, I'd be more than happy to split that with Kody if I gave it to him at the end of the night. So.
Just by the way, I'd be happy to split it with you too. So
Okay.
Just a side note.
I'd even just go 25-75 if you want. I'm really okay with that one too. Hey, you brought up something that is near and dear to all of our hearts that have been in this industry for a couple of minutes, but that Thursday Night Thunder deal, to bring it back, let's expand on that just a little bit. Fill us in on what's working there, and does it have a chance to grow? Because you said it's not going to be a full series, but does it have a chance to grow?
Yeah, so we look at this as it's an annual tradition. We're calling it the homecoming of Thursday Night Thunder. We want this to be kind of the rallying point for all of those folks that have spent time out here across the Thursday Night Thunder for the 20-plus years it was out here, to always have that rallying point to come back and celebrate it once a year. So we're working on that right now with you know, some special recognition of some folks that have you know, certainly made a name for themselves under the Thursday Night Thunder banner. We think that will continue to grow, and we look at that as something that everybody can circle on their calendar every year that we continue to put effort behind.
That's so exciting. I never got to see Thursday Night Thunder, so
Yeah,
obviously it's not going to be.
I think it was over before you were born.
I mean, I remember sitting on the couch
rebirth.
with my daughter, who was just, you know, a couple of years old at the time, and Thursday night, man, you were in front of the TV, and you were watching Dave Despain, and you were watching the best in oval track racing. You know, go at it. It was
Larry Rice, I think. Larry
yeah,
was on there for a
Larry
while.
Rice, the late Larry Rice, and such a good friend for all of us here. And you know, I remember sitting on the couch and watching when Rich Vogler, you know, had his crash, and it was on Thursday Night Thunder. I mean, it was stuff that touched us, you know, pretty deeply.
Yeah.
And I mean, I fell in love with Dave Despain. We saw him everywhere, all the time in motorsports, but it was Thursday Night Thunder where he had that magical ability to make you believe that you were there and that you were friends with all those drivers as he would go down pit road and talk to all of those guys. And of course, just a magical broadcaster, and certainly honored to have the opportunity to work with him a couple of times there at the Chili Bowl. So, yeah, it's a special event, as I said before, to us that have been around and been able to watch it. Certainly you, Georgia, I know you've heard about it your whole life, probably, at least in your racing life. And
I sure have.
To have a little bit of that magic come back would be very cool.
Absolutely.
One of the neat things, I had Terry Lingner in the office last week, and Terry was the producer, right,
Sure.
of Thursday Night Thunder. And he said, you know, when we looked at it, we said, you know, similar to what we've got here, we can create a studio, bring everything in, wire the place up, and we can just create weekly content, right? And let people know and understand and kind of follow the trials and tribulations week in, week out of our drivers and our teams here, and create kind of that male soap opera. And that's what Thursday Night Thunder was. Lucas Oil Raceway just happened to be the back, you know, we were the set for that event, kind of week in, week out. It was very cool to hear those old stories, and we think, you know, we want to celebrate that on an annual tradition.
Yeah, Terry's one of those silent names nobody at home knows about, but he is he's put together and crafted some of the most exciting motorsports events of all time. He's been behind the scenes inside of the truck. I'm sure he was just at St. Pete, and he cuts together the IndyCar races, and he's the reason I moved here. I moved here to work for Terry Lingner, and it never, ever happened. He's probably happy about that.
So, Terry, if you're watching.
He knows, actually. We're buddies. I really like and respect Terry. But it's super cool to hear he's involved with it as well.
Yeah, he's been a good sounding board. We kind of broached the idea. He was bringing over some of the Fastmasters stuff last weekend, which is a kind of a story in of itself.
Hilarious story.
Right.
That.
I mean, that's an episode right there.
Oh, my God.
So being able to kind of share, hey, here's what we're looking to do. And you know, he certainly has said, hey, you know, however we can help make this thing a great celebration, he's in. So
Well, I guess we might as well wrap this thing up. I see Kody's over there texting away. He's already working on rides. So I've got 2 or 3, man. I gotta find that third car.
I left my phone in the hallway. I was trying to be prepared, right?
Good stuff. Is there anything else that we missed here that you want to talk about?
Covered a lot of ground. No, we're excited. We're excited to have drivers like Kody take on this challenge and kind of see where everything ends up on August 13th and 14th.
Cody, do you need to make an Indianapolis 500 announcement?
I do not at this moment in time.
Okay,
No,
just checking.
but I do need to say,
There's still time.
I want to say thanks to Kasey and to Rico for their continued support of short track racing. I mean, this is a monumental thing for us and drivers like me and across the board in these divisions to have a chance at something like this. So I know I've known Rico for a long time through his support of Silver Crown teams, support of the series, and through the Fatheadz Eyewear Fast Time Award. Especially be part of that in the series and to connect with Kasey and all that he's done through Lucas Oil Raceway to revive Open Wheel Series, the midgets, sprint cars, reviving Thursday Night Thunder with the homecoming is really special for drivers and race teams all throughout these divisions and something that really gives us a lot to look forward to in 2021.
Exciting stuff. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Go to fatheadz.com. Go to lucasoilraceway.com. Start planning your family vacations now. They're going to have a place for you to camp and spend the entire week and catch your absolute fill of some of the best racing you will see anywhere on the planet. Exciting stuff. Thanks a lot, Rico, for the support, obviously, in short track racing. Kasey, thank you very much for all of your hard work. I know it's endless job over there at Lucas Oil Raceway. So thank you very much for everything you're doing. Best of luck in 2021, Kody. I know we can't wait for 2021 to get going here. And Georgia, thanks again for all of your input.
Hey, thanks.
Okay, we'll wrap it up. Special announcement and special edition of The Skinny. By the way, send it to all of your friends who love racing. Get the word out so we can get everybody here. Be sure to check out all the latest sun and optical eyewear at fatheadz.com. Special thanks to our sponsorship partners at Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts. This has been a production of Fathead Studios. Please remember to subscribe.